Good day, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me. Today we are making homemade meatball subs. I am going to start with 2 packages or 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm just going to put it in this big, large bowl, and then I am going to season it with some freshly chopped onions in my food processor. Now I'm adding in some Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, and some salt, black pepper. And now I'm just going to stir and get all of this nice and blended together. Now that we have it all blended, I'm just going to take my scooper and some gloves so that I don't terribly contaminate my hands. And I have my pan heating up with some vegetable oil. All right, so I want to have these meatballs somewhat uniform and the same size, so that's why I'm using this scooper as a guide. So I'm just going to use that to form them and place them all in the pan. This is a pretty large pan, so all of this 2 pounds will fit in here, and so that's the goal. And so even if we don't use it all for subs, we could make some spaghetti noodles, and then we could just have some meatballs already ready for some spaghetti as well. But after I get these all formed and fried up, that'll pretty much be it. The whole process maybe takes about 20 minutes. So you have a nice, quick, delicious homemade meal that kids love. Kids love meatballs if you have younger children. So I have them all formed and in the pan and frying. So I'm just going to let these cook throughout, and then I am going to drain the oil and fat off of these. So now I've already drained the fat and the oil off, and I'm just going to keep giving it a good stir to make sure they're still getting brown all the way around. So now that everybody's nice and cooked through and brown, we're going to put on our tomato basil marinara sauce, and we're going to just let this come to a nice simmer. Okay, so now I have my bread toasted. It doesn't look toasted, but it's definitely toasted. I just didn't let it get extremely brown. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put my meatballs on this sub. I'm going to just put about 3 meatballs on the sub. As you can see here, they're nice and simmered and nice and hot and ready to go. So now that I've got the meatballs on, I'm just going to add some of this vegan cheese. And don't laugh at me. I'm having beef meatballs with vegan cheese, but this is the type of cheese that I have. So we're going to put that on, and then I'm just going to go back in and put some of the marinara sauce on to kind of melt the cheese, or you can just put it back in the oven or the microwave for a few minutes to get the cheese to melt down a little bit. So now that I've got the meatballs and the cheese on, I'm just going to top this with some iceberg lettuce. You can also add on pickles or mayo, whatever your taste likes, but this is just what I'm going to have tonight. Going to keep it nice and simple. And our delicious meatball subs are done. I'm going to also have some homemade collard greens and hot sauce on the
So
side
this
here
is
as well.
dinner, some fresh collard greens with hot sauce and our meatball subs with some vegan cheese and some lettuce. You can also put mayo on it if that's your taste. So thank you all for watching.